Alright, Amnesia, The Dark Descent. Without jumping, let's just get right into it, and I'll explain as we go. So while this intro cutscene is happening, I'll explain a few things. First, in the bottom right, you see two timers. The top timer is real time, so you'll be able to see how much time I spend in this, including loads. And then the bottom time is actually in-game time, because that's what the community times all of their runs in. Now the second thing is that because I'm unable to jump, I'm actually unable to do quite a few different tricks throughout this run, so I'm going to be doing a few wonky things to sort of be able to bypass some sections. Now that being said, this first level is almost the same, which is just walking forward basically. So there's not much to be said in this specific map. Now you might have noticed the camera being pulled in a specific direction. That wasn't me freaking out with the camera. That was actually an attempt at forced cutscenes. So in this game, there's no like cutscene pauses, but instead you get it in the form of forced camera and flashbacks and slowdowns. So sometimes the camera is going to be forced in a specific direction, but you can sort of negate that by pulling in the other direction, and that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to keep my mouse on this. There we go. That was a poor showing, but that's fine. So basically in this level, you're supposed to go up to the archives to get a key, to go down to the basement or some shit. I don't remember what exactly is down there. And then once you get enough of the materials, you mix them all together in the lab to make an acid pot to be able to melt this thing. However, what ends up happening is there's a trick called slippery physics where if you put a box on top of yourself, you can actually push yourself through it. And that works in a strange way. The essence behind slippery physics is you and the box are unable to take up the same spot. So, in dropping the box on yourself, the game is going to try and calculate the nearest location where you can stand safely. Sometimes that calculation works out as, if the box is big enough, then it'll look to the out of bounds section first, and it'll be like, oh, so that's the closest spot that you can stand safely. So the game will push you through the wall, and you'll be able to stand in that section. So this is going to be a bit of a dangerous area because I can't jump and because these guys want my blood. Things are going to be kind of dangerous here. Now this is something that I'm not particularly trained in. Oh, I failed. Ow. That's fine. I'll take the damage. What I was going to say was that I could actually throw a box into the invisible enemy. I think they're called Kerns or something. I think it's Norwegian, maybe? Swedish? But yeah, you can actually throw a box at them, but they will fall through the world and will not be able to attack you anymore, so I was going to try that, but after I got hit, I decided that it wasn't worth my time. But ultimately, we've made it through, and we're into the back hall. Now, the back hall is a fun place because there are strats that are kind of fast that I don't know how to do well. I can actually carry a box with me and force myself through the wall closer to the object that I need. However, that is a bit more difficult and not fast enough for me to care to do it. So I'm just going to go into this section, look at a specific spot of the painting, and this wall is actually thin enough that you can just slip right through. It's kind of a strange collision, and I don't know why that's possible, but it is possible. And you can also do it in reverse. Look at this wall, go here, and there we go. You can slip right through that wall and be on your merry way. This is a pretty fun strat. It used to be a lot more inconsistent, but I spent a lot of time trying to come up with a way for this to be a much more consistent clip, and quite frankly, that was not what I wanted. But luckily for me, I can do a little bit of a strat here where I hold down left click, and it's called a load warp. I could explain it. Yeah, I might as well. Basically, load warping, when you save and quit and then reload using the load game section instead of the continue section, for the first frame or two, your hitbox is placed at your player start area 1 in the code of that level. So in the player start area 1 section, the door is right by you, which means you can buffer an input by holding down left click in that section and basically just click on the door even though you're not there. So we use that to warp back to places that we may not have been able to reach prior. A vessel is needed for the liquid. Wow, thanks. So we're making a bomb here, and we're actually going to set this off by throwing something at it and then hide away. And we can go right on through. Down this hallway, we're going to pick up 2 rods. And to make it a little bit quicker, I'm going to do another load warp to get back to the start. I can just grab this, and then load warp here, I believe. I was so right. I'm basically incredible. So this is trying to force us to see once again. Let's use the key in this section so that I can just walk right on through.
Will it take us to the inner sanctum?
Now, obviously, patterns or puzzles are a little bit easier when you know all the solutions. So we're just going to go through and solve these puzzles. This level actually doesn't have much in the way of speed tech specifically. There's this cool thing that you can do because holding an object actually makes you walk slower, so you can actually just sort of grab it in the air over and over again instead of walking around like I am right now to go a little bit faster, but it is a marginal time save. So we throw those 3 cogs right over there so that they're in position for later, and then we bring over these bits of coal so that you can just throw the coal in. You don't even need to pull the lever or anything. You just need to place these cogs down, go, and I can actually load warp this. Once again, I clicked custom story. And now we are on to the next level. So we're going to move this out of the way so that this is a lot easier. And I'm actually going to bring this rock with me. This is an interesting rock because it holding an object prevents me from being slowed down by other stuff. So now that I'm through with that, I could actually ignore the rock and keep going. And then hopefully I'm fast enough to... I'm dead. Yeah. Please, open the freaking door. Okay, so I'm going to trigger this cutscene so that I don't die. That was my bad. You saw nothing. I don't even have health. I'm stuck. I don't know why they made that such a difficult spot to get past, but it's in the regular game. I didn't do anything to this. So what's coming up is actually, I'm going to need to take a little bit of a detour to grab a jar, because I can't do my regular out-of-bounds strats due to, you know, not being able to jump. However, I can still take a bit of a shortcut in the ending bit and grab a chair to clip through the door in the end. It's going to be pretty risky, actually, so what I think I'm going to do is, as soon as I grab this jar, I'm going to quick save and quick load. So, yeah. I tried a trick called object armor, where basically he'll hit the object instead of me. 2. Oh! Uh-oh. This is not going according to plan. Alright, new plan. On the fly routing, we're going to try and force our way through the door. We're going to try and use the chair. Oh, that's so much easier. Okay. Disregard everything that I did before that. But here is where I actually needed the jar, so that I can grab some of this oil and I can go up. So we're going to go into the control room. So I believe with this, I think I managed it. Smack this down with that. And now we've got the morgue. So the reason why I needed to do that was to get into the morgue, because the morgue is actually a place to hold an antidote for in the sewers. And so the only way that I can progress in the sewers is with the antidote. However, I'm going to be doing an out of bounds to get to the sewers, so I don't actually need to go to the other side, the cistern proper. Here, I'm actually going to take a small, like 4-second detour to grab this laudanum over here. And I've grabbed that. And I'm actually going to do another load warp just to get out of here nice and fast. That is all of that said and done. And right here there's a seam in the wall, and that was actually really smooth. Oftentimes it doesn't go that smoothly to get to the sewers. So this next bit I can't actually do like the casual or like the normal speed run because it's a lot of jumping. That guy's fake. We don't worry about that. So you come after me. We're going to chill over here. Then we're going to run through you and close the door. So now he has to break down the door, which means I have a little bit of extra time to keep running over this way. Alright, we've hit the cutscene, which means he's not going to know what to do anymore. He won't recognize me as a threat. So I should be safe for the time being. This next bit is a little bit too scary for me to do without doing it slow, so we're going to take this nice and slow. Alright, now that he's broken through, I can actually take my time and sort of watch him walk by. We'll do the same thing that we did with the other guy, with this one. So I run through you, close the door behind me, and we go. So I'm just going to close the door, just in case, and then we're going to climb up this ladder, and that's going to be that. Just one big ladder climb. We love ladders. On to the next one. This is Nave. Basically, in this section, there is a way to jump all the way to the bottom without taking damage, but it's incredibly precise, and I am a little bit scared. So I'm just going to be walking along here. So we're going to use the chair to get on top of this here. Maybe a little bit forward to be able to get up here. And then swing the chair into the other direction. I have faith. I have faith. Aha! And right over here. And there we go. We've pulled the levers, or I guess pushed them. I don't know. They went up. And actually I'm feeling a little bit daring because I got some extra laudanum. So I'm going to try the trick. It's like right here. Nope. So over here there's a number of strats, all of them requiring the ability to jump. So this is going to be basically a casual playthrough, and it's going to be really unfortunate because this is a really big map that you can traverse actually relatively quickly through the regular speedrun. So this is another spot for a load warp, because as soon as I grab this, I don't actually need to travel through the entire area again. I just need to load up the level, hold down left click, and leave. I'm just going to take another small detour because, once again, I'm always scared. There's a quick laudanum right here that I can grab, not too far out of the way. And now we get to go into the transept, which has another 3 pieces of the orb. There are some pretty bomb lines, though, in this. So this is completely gratuitous, but you can grab right through the wall there. So I'm going to go across to this path because the third one has a cutscene, and if I'm fast enough, I think I can actually skip a little bit of that cutscene by entering the door on the other side. No, I'm totally load warping. But this is an iconic section. I love this. Oh, I think I still have the line. It was an accident. He said. There it is. He set a man on fire. What a beautiful set of lines. Now all that we have left to do are a couple of chase sequences, and then we should be good to go. Now this is actually something that we were unsure how to do a little bit fast for a bit, until we discovered that you can actually slip through this one section, like right there. Hold on, I'll just show you. Show, don't tell. So let's grab the iron bar, and you can actually like force yourself through the bars here. There it is. Haha. So now I'm just going to use this chair to force the key out a little bit faster instead of pushing the rod myself. So now here is the world's easiest chase sequence. There's literally no chance of whatever is behind you actually catching up with you as long as you just sort of follow the regular route. And now we're basically done with this level with literally 0 risk to my well-being. Now here we are at Nave again, so we will be seeing basically the same old stuff, but this time a little bit more corrupted, so it'll be a little bit more interesting looking. And these little pustules, I think, you can actually take damage on them, and yeah, this is a fast way down, by the way. They can explode and you can take damage on those little pustules, so I'm going to try and avoid those as much as possible, but ultimately it comes down to RNG. And now we're on to the last 3 levels, I believe. Here, I'm going to be doing a bit of a strat where I kill myself to start off with, and then I can back my way up, and it's going to be a much safer route because we always respawn in the same spot, and I can just go right across without risk of my well-being, basically. Okay, there we go. And now we can just run to the end because we despawned the grunt that was supposed to be chasing us. The brute! It's called a brute! Oh my god, it took me so long to remember that. We're nearing the end of the run. I hope you've been enjoying it so far. I certainly have. And there's the full orb. I do believe, yeah. And then it's going to shoot off a beam of light, open that, and then I'll be able to go through just fine. Oh, it's going to go the other way. That's going to shoot off a beam of light there. Once it does that whole shaky-wakey thing, I can run through and go to the inner sanctum. Now, the interesting thing about this level is that it's completely optional. We're going to pull this lever so that I don't die. And then this wall is a bit of a mystery. You can just kind of walk through it. I have an auto splitter, so we will be able to see exactly when I win the game. And this is the Kill Alexander ending. And there it is. That is the whole game of Amnesia: The Dark Descent without jumping a single time. I hope you enjoyed. Catch you later.